Hello friends and potential friends. Well, it's about 3:30 in the afternoon on what's today, March 30th, and I just decided to come out here and get a little bit of fresh air. And I noticed that things are suffering a little bit. This weather's been pretty strange lately. This time of year we shouldn't be getting into the 90s, although right now it's only a little over 80. But as you can see, that comfrey down there is just flat as a pancake. Cannot handle the high ultraviolet and the heat. So it sends all of its water down into the roots, and everything above ground just kind of flattens out. But there are positive things as well. You may recall back in January I planted this greenstalk tower with ginger and turmeric, and I've got my first, looks like turmeric sprouting. Turmeric's kind of interesting, ginger too. I planted these at the same time as I harvested. January 11th, I think it was. I just dug up all my ginger and turmeric, and then after I dug it all up, I filled up this green stalk with ginger and turmeric. And there's my first sprout coming up. They usually come up when they're ready, when they feel that things are right for them. So apparently it's getting to be time where the ginger and turmeric are going to start sprouting. Other things out here, well, as you can see looking through the garden, the sun's beating down pretty hard on it. We've had a UV index of 9 already this afternoon, and everything noticed. There's some more comfrey that's flattened out. My beans kind of wilting a little bit. Sweet potato slips, they're kind of wilting a little bit. My pepper plants, they're wilting a little bit. There's some more flat comfrey. One thing that's not really paying much attention to it is the tomatoes. They're still holding up pretty good, although this one out here is kind of drooping a little bit. And the kale and Swiss chard, they're standing up proud. Cayenne peppers, well, some of them are wilting and drooping a little bit. Some of them are standing up. The greens that are always so beautiful, well, they're all drooping. But that happens every day, especially when it gets hot. This bed, incidentally, still looks empty, but I planted Russian mammoth sunflowers at that end. I planted American hybrid mammoth sunflowers at this end, and I filled in the rest of this with bodacious sweet corn that I grew last year. And before it pops up, I'll tell you right from the get-go, I planted it a lot closer than I'm supposed to. I put them seeds in about every 6 to 8 inches. There's probably 80 to 100 corn kernels planted in here. And I've got these poles put in so that I'll be able to run some string around them later on. That way, hopefully, the wind will not knock everything over too bad. More peppers out here that are kind of drooping. Even the cabbage heads are kind of drooping. And these tomatoes are drooping a little bit more than they normally would be. Though I did get them, most of them tied up yesterday. The Praxis cherry tomatoes, they seem to be able to handle the heat pretty good. They generally have a real thick stem and stand up pretty strong. And the asparagus, it just doesn't seem to care. It just keeps growing, keeps trying to tempt me. In fact, there's another one coming up right down there. If I can find it. Let's see, I need to get my finger down here. There we are. That one's going to be a good sized spear. It's definitely going to be trying to tempt me. But this is year 3. Kind of a transition year for the ones in the center here. A lot of people would say you can go ahead and eat a couple of them here and there. But I am trying to be patient. But yep, everything's kind of drooping right now. And I can feel the sweat beading up on my forehead. And the funniest part is, in a couple hours, all of this stuff is going to be standing up proud again. As soon as the sun goes behind them trees over there, everything will sprout back up, pull the water back up out of their roots, and keep on going. So, interesting transitions around here. We go through daily transitions, hourly transitions, weekly transitions. I must admit it's been getting hot much too soon this year. I mean, it's still March, but this weekend we are expecting 90-degree temperatures again. We've already had quite a few 90-degree temperatures too. But looks kind of sad at the moment, but in a couple hours it'll all be standing back up again. What a difference an hour and a half makes. Comfrey is beginning to stand back up. Cats are visiting. Beans are starting to perk up. Oh, this comfrey's still kind of flat, but the beans next to it are standing back up, as are the sweet potato slips. Some of the peppers are popping back up. And look at that comfrey. Wasn't that flat a little while ago? And the kale and the collard greens, they're starting to stand up as well. You might be able to tell from the shadows that the sun is going behind the trees. And most of these peppers are standing back up again now. Does not take long at all. And those poor plants go through this just about every afternoon. Well, just wanted to show you the contrast. Now, see you next time.